Estelle, Rapide, sorry to worry you.
We were stuck on top of Zaude. We couldn't get down. But Flynn and all the rest of the knights managed to help us.
Huh. Sounds like everyone had a pretty rough time.
But we're all safe now. All of us. I'm so happy.
The air crisis, Duke, the Autophagos. We still got a mountain of problems to deal with.
Seeing the Autophagos just there in the sky, it's horrible.
Yeah. To think that catastrophe from the legend was hidden up there all along. It's creepy.
It just showed up in the sky out of nowhere. All the people must be so worried.
I'd rather see what we're up against than let it grow out of control somewhere hidden away.
Your spirit is amazing, Judith.
It might be a good thing to have the danger right out in front of us, though. It'll bring together people who'd never get along otherwise.
True. When you can no longer deny the Autophagos exists, all that's left is to face it.
You're right.
I'm really glad to see you're still breathing, Yuri.
Sorry that I made you look for so long.
Well, it wasn't my first treasure hunt, was it?
Estelle was the first one who found him, though.
Right. So alas, we were delayed.
Are you really treating me like some pretty bauble to be picked up?
You're the treasure I've always been looking for.
Oh, now that's true on multiple levels.
No special meaning. I mean what I said.
Indeed. You are all treasures to me.
And now we're off on another treasure hunt?
Exactly.
We'll have to be quick to be sure nobody gets to our loot before us.
Aye.
Oh, if he was safe, the least he could have done is let us know. That idiot. Yeah, if we'd known he was okay, we wouldn't have wasted all this time looking for him.
But we wouldn't have known he was all right if we hadn't looked.
Which is why he should have let us know in the first place. I mean, we looked all over.
We'd be too worried about him if we hadn't.
You were really worried, weren't you, Rita?
What?
Thank goodness you're safe, Yuri.
Yes, I'm so glad. And just look how happy Rita is.
Are you happy?
A method for controlling the air, huh? I hope it goes okay.
Yeah. If it doesn't, we'll have to keep our end of the bargain with Pharaoh.
So shouldn't we stop it right away?
There's no real hurry. I'm sure they'll do fine.
Yeah, they can handle this.
I have faith in them now.
How did Yuri survive falling from a height like that?
He was over the sea. Maybe someone fished him out.
Took the Vesperia everywhere to look for him, but he never turned up anywhere. Maybe he drifted ashore somewhere?
Well, he is Yuri.
Right. As long as he is safe, that's enough.
Aye!
I'm so glad Yuri's okay.
Are you kidding? The Autophagos, the whole world going nuts? There's no way that kid would miss this.
You weren't worried, Raven?
Maybe just a little. But guys like him keep getting up, no matter what happens, so nah, I wasn't too worried.
You really believe in Yuri, don't you, Raven?
Aw, you're gonna make this old man blush.
It seems that the Union is still in disarray.
They relied on the Dawn for too much. They're probably scared without the guy who used to decide everything for them.
I think I know how they feel. Constantly worrying whether or not you're about to make some big mistake.
Well, I can't understand being so afraid of messing up that you can't decide anything.
Wow, I agree with you for once.
The Union has to do a lot of thinking for themselves now that they're without the Dawn.
Isn't that how it should be?
Absolutely.
Why did Yuri fall at Zod anyway?
The core was falling, so I couldn't see very well. Did he slip?
Dear, what a clumsy lad.
He wouldn't be able to do much about Alexei. It was pretty hot, so maybe he just wanted to take a refreshing dip.
Returning to the embrace of Mother Ocean? That's not like the boy at all.
Still, imagining it makes me want to crack up a bit.
Rita, you look happy.
So do you, Yuri. There's no longer anything shackling Estelle. She can use her power without causing any harm to herself or unbalancing the air. So yeah, I'm happy.
Estelle's really free!
There's no guarantee she won't overdo things again, though.
We'll just watch her closely. If we don't, she might go back to healing people till she keels over. Ooh! I'm gonna hurt that idiot who brought the Autophagos back!
What could have happened at Zaude?
Those nutjobs probably fiddled with the thing too much and broke it.
Thanks to Alexei, Zaude's no longer functioning like it was meant to.
Greed always eats itself. That wouldn't be a problem if there weren't other victims.
This guy just never learns, does he? Things are gonna have to hit bottom before he consider changing his ways.
But they see that thing about to eat the planet, right? Even an idiot would understand the situation.
I sure hope so. Ew. I can't believe the Autophagos could spawn such a disgusting monster.
The illusion Pharaoh showed us. He was trying to make us feel the power of the Autophagos.
But it's no illusion this time. Oh man, are hordes of these things just gonna attack everything? Ow! Hey, no fighting!
It's all right, Repeat. He's just a little nervous, that's all.
And what's wrong with being a little nervous? I'm not gonna run away or anything, I swear!
You know, we're up to our eyeballs in problems. Saving the world sure keeps a guy busy.
Well, the problems we're dealing with are a lot bigger than they used to be.
What? Why is everybody looking at me? I got something on my face?
Problems like you, Yuri. A lot.
I hear that. Fate is definitely out to get you.
After everything that's happened, I'm starting to wonder myself. But hey, I've done a pretty good job of getting us out of whatever mess we're in, right? You gotta at least give me some credit there.
See, for Yuri, the end of the world's just one more problem that needs solving.
Maybe that attitude's what's kept us seeing the light at the end of the tunnel.
Gotta love the power of positive thinking.
This world is changing.
What's wrong, Judith?
One wrong choice could have led to far greater destruction, but instead the spirits were born.
Sometimes we have to make difficult choices for change to occur. The spirits are proof of that.
Maybe their current forms show us the future the Intellicheia hope to create.
Yes, I think you might be right.
One day, Baul might also face the decision of becoming a spirit. If the spirits represent evolution for the Intellicheia, then...
We're lucky Pharaoh decided to help us out.
He's a little extreme, but there's no doubt he cares for this world, just like Judy said.
I've been hard on him in the past, but he has helped us out all this time.
We must defeat the Autophagos and save the world for Pharaoh and his love of the world.
Ah, no cheesy lines.
Yeah, come on!
Honestly, you two should learn to show your feelings.
So his family was killed by the Intellicheia.
Clint, was it? The grudge he's got against them won't fade anytime soon.
Maybe he has his reasons, but I think just hunting monsters has been his purpose for a while. I was like him once. I only lived to destroy Blastia.
But you've grown since then.
Then maybe he can still change, like you did, Judith.
I don't know. Either way, we've got our own goals to worry about. Right, Carol?
Huh? Yeah, you're right.
Old Goosey turned into gnome safe and sound. That's a load off.
Yes, it would have been tragic if he'd transformed into an Autophagos.
Yeah, he's just fulfilling the role he was meant to play. I doubt he ever thought that his transformation might have caused the cataclysm itself.
I feel for the poor Intellicheia who became Autophagos in the past. If only they'd had the option of spirit conversion.
Young lady, don't dwell too much on all the what-ifs.
Maybe they didn't have a choice. But those who became Autophagos are trying to devour this world. That is the reality.
I know, but it's just so sad. Are you angry, Yuri?
Yeah, a little.
Is it about the events of Duke's past that Sylph shared with us?
So basically, Duke's doing what he's doing to clean up the mess made by an idiot. The whole thing is just so stupid.
Even though Duke and Lucifer were both fighting for humanity's sake. It's so sad.
Like the hero who shines so bright that people couldn't look at him and got scared.
The overwhelming power caused people to fear him.
It's all so stupid.
So Area Lumen is something Gusios created.
Right. I remember seeing a similar crystal back at Care Bakram.
Yeah, you were pretty absorbed in that thing.
The Rita radar never lets any objects of interest go undetected.
Oh, I forgot. If Gusios undergoes spirit conversion, I won't be able to investigate him.
There goes the Rita radar.
Don't get carried away now.
Was Gusios in Care Bakram in order to feed on the air?
Yes, that's how the hunting blades managed to trap him in their reverse barrier.
So is that what you and Baal were doing there, Judy? Did you go to save Gusios?
Not originally. We went there to destroy the Hermes Blastia, creating the reverse barrier. Besides, in the end I was unable to save Gusios. He wasn't allowed to decide whether he was for or against becoming a spirit.
It's not your fault. There was nothing else you could have done.
We won't let his sacrifice be for nothing. We'll use the spirits well and defeat the Autophagos.
Right. Yes. Baul says that aside from spirit conversion, he will do everything in his power to aid us.
I'm glad he's on our side.
Undine, Efreet, Gnome, Sylph. The spirits of the four great elements have been born.
The Entelekea were thinking of the planet after all. I was worried there for a little bit, but that wasn't too bad.
Yuko surviving by the skin of our teeth, not too bad? Ha! Ow! Anyway, we can defeat the Autophagos for sure now, right?
Not yet. There's still too many unknown variables. Hypothesize, test, evaluate, then prove. We have to follow the proper steps to ensure success. I'm not even sure how effective the four elements will be in converting air to mana yet. Wait, could the mana from the lost and materialized air created by the spirits be maintaining the balance? If so, then I shouldn't be measuring the actual value, but... No, that's not right. I mean...
Okay, she's gone.
Yup, I'd say there's nothing to worry about.
Undine, Ifrit, Gnome, and Sylph. With these four spirits, we can change the world.
All that's left is figuring out how to use this thing to put an end to the disaster.
The spirits didn't figure into my calculations, but their effects should be quite potent. Just leave it to me.
Then we've completed one of the goals of our voyage.
Right, but the biggest one is still in front of us, though.
Still, the situation shouldn't turn against us, I think.
What is it, Patty?
I'm famished. I can't fight in this condition.
Why don't you have a skewer like you always do?
Now there's a fine idea. I think I'll do just that. I have to draw a line at some point.
Flynn always seems to put himself in danger.
He's always that way. He doesn't mind getting hurt if it means protecting others.
Yeah, he gets a little crazy sometimes.
Like you're any different. Birds of a feather, right?
I'd say we're all like that.
Like what?
We all stuck with brave Vesperia, even when the going got rough.
I guess none of us can just let things go.
Right, so we can't just let Flynn go either.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, since we can't let it go, I think it's time we get a little crazy.
Sorry I didn't tell you all earlier.
Honestly, I was pretty stunned. In fact, I'm not sure if I buy it at all. How can you be the famous Ifrit?
Not a lot we know about Ifrit. I was certain he was a man.
Cypher's the one who dealt with people outside of the Siren's Bay, so lots of folks believed he was Ifrit.
Do you plan to tell the world the truth about the Black Hope Massacre?
A tale that's infamous won't vanish overnight.
Besides what?
As long as you all know the truth, that's enough to satisfy me.
Then we're the bearers of Ifrit's story. A serious duty.
But it does bind us together as friends. I don't mind a burden like that.
Well, I guess if I have to.
Let an old man join in the fun.
May our relationship continue to blossom. Thanks! You're all too sweet. Cypher, I finally met a crew that I can trust like I trusted you.
So Anyway, what is the Maristella? And what was it called? The Maris Gemma?
They are the great pirate symbols. When they are united, they'll open the gates to paradise.
Paradise? That
Wow,
sounds like
really?
Have
You
some
really are in
imagination.
your head. There are dozens of tales of paradise from all ages and all over the world, and none of them are true.
But adventurers are people who turn legends into reality, right?
So what's this paradise like?
Who knows?
Where is it located?
Don't know.
Is there anything you do know?
Mystery is part of the romance. It's like your magical research, Rita.
My research gives clear-cut answers. Don't compare it to your fairy tales.
Patty, it's useless trying to explain it to someone like Rita.
Yuri's not too fond of young Sodia, is he?
I can see where he's coming from, though. Everything about her feels hard as a rock. That's not exactly easy to like.
Ah, cut her some slack. Knights are all a little square. She has a stubborn nature that quick-to-act folks like you and Yuri don't. And that's a good thing.
Stubborn is good? You totally lost me there.
I figured I would. That's why we can't talk without getting on each other's nerves.
I hope everyone will accept this. I mean, that the world is changing.
There's a difference between understanding something and accepting something. It'll take time.
But this is the only way that's left. We just have to accept it.
This isn't a choice we've made freely. We had to choose it.
Not everyone will welcome it, that's for certain.
But,
It's something we have to do. That's what you want to say, right?
yeah,
That's fine then. Cheer up, Carol.
okay. You think it'll work out, right?
Who knows?
Judith, I can't tell if you're trying to make me feel better or not.
What you want is different from what's actually there. Reality can be a harsh mistress.
The Dawn's absence is still hanging heavily here.
The atmosphere is a bit off, I think.
Yeah, I guess so. But still, they're not doing half bad.
You think so?
Sure, they may not show it much, though. These guys prefer keeping their distance.
Stand firm, don't fight, watch out for each other, help each other out. Not too close, not too far. I'd say they're doing just fine.
So they don't just simply get along. Men are so complicated.
Their hearts are like labyrinths.
Men aren't the only ones.
You gotta hand it to Palestrale. They're tough.
Yes, the Colosseum is as busy as it ever was.
Bellius had a lot of power, but Palestrale didn't rely on her. That's way different from the Union.
The people living here haven't changed either. This is the city Bellius made.
They're doing all they can to live their lives. Maybe that's what defines this town, and Palestrale.
The world can change all at once. Notopolica will be okay.
Yes, it will.
Take that!
Whoa, what's the occasion? Little impromptu training session?
Well, when I think about fighting Duke, I know I gotta be as strong as I can.
I liked your spirit.
I'd expect that from Carol. But Yuri brings a twinkle to this old man's eyes to see you training.
On second thought, let's call it a day.
What? We were just getting started.
Never fear. I think I can teach you a thing or two. You can thank me later.
You're volunteering to help, Raven? You're gonna jinx him.
Now, don't be like that. There's no beating an old man once he finds his stride, you know?
Would you spar with me as well, Raven? Hey, well, if you both want to, I can't say no. It'll take more than luck to beat Duke after all. All right, Carol, no mercy? Right.
No mercy.
Fight!
Is fighting really the only option with Duke?
Well, if he's in Takaran, then I think we'll have to.
My mind's already made up.
If only we can defeat the Autophagos with the spirits before he completes the formula.
Do you think you'll just let that happen?
As long as he's sacrificing people to achieve his aims at Tarkaran, we have to stop him.
What's eating you, Estelle?
Are you that conflicted about fighting him?
Yes, but we won't win if we go in with doubts.
Oh, I don't know. If doubting is part of your nature, you should trust that nature in battle.
What?
Well said, Judith. Maybe that's the right approach. We're not your typical band of heroes after all.
You do what you can. You take the hits, but you don't lose. Sound about right?
I think that the more you fret, the brighter you'll shine, Estelle.
You're all so... Thank you.
Man, Arnian's just getting better and better.
Indeed. A town born from the Empire and the Guilds. I'm sure it'll be a wonderful city.
Though it's a shame it took a world crisis to get them to work together.
Global threat brings people together. That's irony for you.
I think that's all right, though. They're finally seeing eye to eye.
Right. And even if they need a crisis now, I'm sure one day it'll just come naturally.
Indeed. It would be a shame if this cooperation was only temporary. I hope we can return and ensure that it is lasting.
Me too.
We have to take care of the Autophagos first, though.
Onward to the very top of Tarkaron!
Oh, you're full of vim, Patty.
We're gonna need a whole lot of them to take down that giant Autophagos.
Just don't use it all up before we get there, okay?
And with the Autophagos gone, it will be the dawn of a new world. One without Blastia.
There's nothing to fear. Everyone will be able to move on, even without Blastia. I'm sure of it.
You saw Yoder and the people from the guilds in Ornian, right? With them in charge, people will learn to live, even if there are problems along the way.
The possibilities are bigger than a blue whale.
I believe that.
Even without the Autophagos, there would be no future in sacrificing life after life like Duke did. And I intend to fight at your side to guarantee a better future, Yuri.
I'm counting on you.
The ancient civilization of Goraios. What must the people have been like who lived in an age that produced buildings like this?
Well, I'm no expert on their lives, but I have some ideas from the Blastia we've excavated. Except for the Autophagos, from a scientific perspective, their civilization was nearly perfect.
Their Blastia would have given them power equal to that of the Entelekea.
Oh yeah. Otherwise, the Entelekea would have wiped them out.
It's hard to believe that the people who were so scared of monsters, who locked themselves inside of a barrier, could have been so mighty.
People got too much power and destroyed what they built in the process. It's not that uncommon. But there's one part of their legacy we're still paying for.
Yep. They left behind the Autophagos for folks who came after them to deal with.
Maybe they didn't have a choice, but that doesn't make it right. You take responsibility.
We'll have to own up to whatever choices we make from now on, too.
That's right. If we're gonna make a world without Blastia, we gotta make sure it works.
We'll do a proper job with our own hands.
Yeah, absolutely.
Zagi was hopeless.
Yeah, just think of all the things he could have done with all that energy.
Finally found his equal. The guy turned out to be his enemy. That's the saddest part of all this for him.
Huh?
Duke lost his friend and equal. Alexei never believed his equal even existed. Then there's Zagi. The strong need strong friends to keep their power from distorting them.
You think that's it?
Take the Don. He had his equal in Bellius, right?
Raven, sometimes what you say goes right over my head.
What? Are you making fun of my elegant, poetic comments? You guys will be fine, though. You got plenty of friends.
Zagi was about as annoying as they come, but I feel sorta sorry for him.
Oh? That's surprising. I thought he was a, idiot kind of person.
That is not what I sound like.
I stand corrected.
When you can do something better than anyone else, you wind up feeling like something's missing. The other researchers would go on and on about something I'd discovered like 2 months before, and I'd start to feel like talking with them was pointless.
So you think Zagi was the same way?
I just got the feeling that we might have had something in common, that's all. But why am I telling you this? Just forget it.
I'm sorry, but I have a good memory.
Well then, keep it a secret, all right?
It's a deal.